Welcome back everyone to the Coos Art Museum's online art classes, where we bring the art into your home. Today in our sketchbook, we're going to be drawing a sea turtle. As you can see, I have a reference photo and I'm going to draw my sketch next to it. As I begin to draw anything from animals, people, buildings, whatever, I look for my larger shapes. For the sea turtle, I'm looking at the shell, which is an upside down teardrop shape. If you're having a hard time drawing a teardrop shape, try first drawing a circle and then bringing down one of the ends into a point. One thing you may notice is that while I'm putting in the shapes to this drawing, I'm sketching, which is different than laying in a solid line. You'll notice that my lines are a little bit messy, I draw them lightly, and I'm also drawing with something that I can erase. That way, when you add guidelines or maybe make a line that you don't want, it's easier to go back and clean up your drawing. For the head shape of our turtle, I'm going to use an upside down U shape. Now, the front and back flippers can be a little bit tricky, especially if you want them to look even on both sides. So here's a pro art tip. Look for your positive and negative shapes. What are those? A positive shape is something that you're drawing that you can physically touch. So the turtle's shell is a positive shape, the turtle's head, the flippers, those are all positive shapes. If I was looking at a real turtle, I could touch those things. The negative shapes are the spaces, the air in between those spaces. Take a look at the space created by this flipper and the side of the shell, and you'll notice that there's a triangle shape. When you see those, you can make sure that both of those spaces are relatively the same size. Once you have these basic shapes sketched in the way that you like them, it's time to do a sketch check. This is the part where you're going to look over your sketch and make sure everything is exactly the way you want it to be. You don't want to have to go back and fix something later after you've added a whole bunch of detail. Everything look good? Let's move on to step number 2. There's 2 areas that I want to look at for detailing on the sea turtle, and that's one, the pattern of the shell, and then the pattern on the flippers and face. To make this part a little bit easier, I'm going to divide the shell up, first using vertical lines to divide the shell into 3 different parts. If you look at the reference photo on the turtle, you can see 2 vertical zigzaggy lines running down from the top of the turtle's head all the way down to his bottom flippers. Then if you count the individual spaces on the back of the turtle between those 2 lines, you'll see that there are 5 spaces. This will help me to create that zigzag line. Once we have the zigzag, we can bring out the sidelines off of each point. Remember, if I go too fast in this video, you can always hit that pause button and catch up. Now let's look at the shapes on his head and flippers. Unlike the shapes on his shell, these blotches are a little bit more random. They kind of remind me of those you'd find on a giraffe. So I'm just going to block those in with my pencil. After we're done with that, it's time for our second sketch check. Look over everything and clean up any lines you don't need anymore. This is also a good time to think about different patterns that you want in those individual sections on his shell. You could go super realistic and follow the reference photo, or you can put whatever designs or patterns or pictures or flowers or whatever on the back of these shells. It's time to move on to section 3. This is where you can darken your lines in with some ink and add some color. Or maybe you'd like to skip the drawing and inking process altogether and just jump right into the coloring part. If so, the Coos Art Museum is providing a printable coloring page so that you can practice all the different colors and designs for your sea turtle. Whether you're drawing one from scratch or coloring the one we provided, we'd love to see what you guys are creating, so make sure to share your artwork with us by using the hashtag #CamArtAtHome. To find your printable coloring sheet, make sure to check us out on Facebook. And there we go, a fun sea turtle in our sketchbook. Thank you guys for arting with us today, and as always, stay safe and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!